So today I'm going to share with you a very simple exercise to bring resilience and strength to the spleen organ system. That's on the left side, just under the left rib cage. That's where the spleen organ system is. And so it helps to, when the spleen is strong and healthy, it helps to calm and balance the fight, flight, or freeze response in the body. And you will notice that this healthy spleen, a strong spleen, will help you to face your challenges with more flexibility, much more flexibility, groundedness, and strength. So do this exercise. It's a very, very beautiful exercise as often as you can. So if you could come on your feet, please. Renu, if you could spotlight me. And all you need to do is to take your right hand and then place it in the pectoral area, the breast area, just under the breast. Just place it on the left side, your right hand on the left side. And you can curve it like this around your body. Like it's a lovely, easy position for you. Yeah. And now with your left hand, we are going to form a V at the bottom of the throat. So something like this. Now, when you're forming this V, make sure that this hand is covering the edges of the collarbone on both sides. Yeah, we have collarbone, clavicle, both sides. So your fingers are placed on the edges of the clavicle. And that's it. And just relax in your body. So this is the position. Yeah, it forms a lovely V, the left hand on your throat. And just relax into your body. And now here we are going to take 3 to 4 gentle breaths. Inhaling fully through our nose and exhaling fully through our mouth. So let's do it together. So inhale fully. And exhale fully. Inhale fully. And exhale fully. Inhale. Exhale. As deeply as you can. Inhale fully. And exhale. Continue to inhale fully and exhaling fully. It works really beautifully when you do this exercise outdoors. You're standing on the green grass and there's this fresh morning sun. So when you're inhaling, just visualize you're inhaling the warmth, the freshness, the smile, the shine of the fresh morning sun. And you're inhaling that into your lungs, and then it's kind of just the life force is traveling to every part of your body, every organ. And then you're exhaling fully from your mouth anything that you want to release that doesn't serve you. So inhale fully and exhale it all out fully. Inhale fully and exhale. Beautiful. So you can do this exercise as often. You can do this outdoors, you can do this indoors. And you will start noticing that your energy system, there will be a deepening and a grounding that you will notice. And you will feel that, when there are challenges that are coming into your life, you have more resilience, you're more centered, you have more strength to deal with whatever's going on in our lives. So now, coming to the final part of the karma series. So before we begin our last session on karma, let's just close our eyes, invoke for divine blessings. Sit comfortably, inhale, exhale. Be aware of your crown. To the divine supreme being, Divine Mother, Divine Father, we humbly ask for your blessings, your divine protection, your divine love, your divine mercy, your divine guidance, your illumination, and spiritual oneness. To all the higher beings, all the great arhats, to all the initiates, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels of all traditions, we humbly ask for your guidance, your love, your protection, your empowerment. We thank you for so many blessings that we receive every moment of every day. To our angelic realm, to our divine self, our higher self, thank you for your love and cooperation. Thank you to our spiritual elders, spiritual guides, mentors, helpers. Thank you. Thank you for your priceless blessings. Thank you for blessing us with a beautiful heart, a giving heart, a sharing heart, a generous heart, an intelligent mind, a discerning mind, and an unstoppable will to be of service to others. We thank you for all these wonderful blessings. And to the Supreme God and all the higher beings, we humbly ask to ferry us across this ocean of life to the most joyous shore, effortlessly, fearlessly, elegantly, with dignity, with grace, and with beauty. We thank you in full faith. We thank you. You may open your eyes. So coming to the last part, just a quick recap. So the law of karma is all about planting and harvesting. And the law of attraction has a magnifying effect. And the law of karma, on its way back, it's a cosmic boomerang. The law of attraction gets attached to it, so it has a magnifying effect. So whatever we experience in our life, whatever, if there's something great that is happening in our life, something not so great happening in our life, instead of blaming, complaining, criticizing, pointing fingers at others, we own up our errors that we've made in the past. And we say, okay, this is, instead of also denying what's happening to us, numbing ourselves up or distracting ourselves, facing it and saying that, okay, this is part of the learning process. I've done great things in the past. I've done many dumb things in the past. Regardless, it's all going to come to the surface. And that's what it is. So having said that, today we are going to talk about two new laws. And in fact, one of the laws forms the basis of the law of karma. And so that's how we are going to close the loop. But before we go there, as I told you, law of karma, cosmic boomerang, it's not how you feel. It's not your opinion about karma. It's a law, and the law is neutral. It's not fatalistic. It's not here to punish us. So when we plant a certain seed, we are going to harvest that, and then that seed gets attached as per the law of attraction and has a magnifying effect. So in the process of planting the seed, some things get magnified. In the process of harvesting, again, there's a magnifying effect. Now, a big part of this is also something that you would have heard in your life, which is called a karmic entitlement. You know, you would have heard lots of people say that, you know, this is my karmic entitlement, or you are entitled to this. So I want to just quickly give you an example before I go on and talk about the two other inner laws to close the loop for the law of karma. So what is it? Whatever is happening in our life, good things, not so great things, of course, as we've discussed, it depends on the seeds that we've planted. So now, as we are planting those seeds, we get attached to, we get entitled to certain things in our life. Great things. So when great things are happening to us, you should know that in the past, the soul has been kind to so many people. And so we get entitled to receiving all the great things in the life, all the kindnesses that we receive, all the blessings of abundance, of health, of prosperity. It's because the soul got entitled to it. And I've already told you, when I say in the past, it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be several years. In the past, it could be 20 lifetimes in the past. But know that. And in a similar fashion, know that when things are not going so great in our lives, when we have challenging situations, circumstances, challenging people, relationships, financial losses, also know that the soul has to pay the karmic debts. And that's what is happening. Some of you joined me, and some of you are here today, joined me like in the first workshop that we did when we started the year, where we were planting new seeds to set us up in the right direction for the year ahead. And like we were planting seeds, like, just to give you an example of spiritual, of karmic entitlement, of loving kindness and non-injury, generosity, non-stealing, industriousness, non-laziness, and so on and so forth. We planted lots of seeds. We first pulled out the weeds and then we planted the seeds. So why were we planting those seeds? We were planting loving kindness so that we create, as I told you, law of karma is a spiritual technology to create what you want, to create the harvest that we want, and also to navigate our future. We were planting the seed of non-injury to prevent us from planting a bad seed, so that we do not receive a bad harvest. So now, I'm assuming that people who were in that workshop and others as well were aware of continuing to refine the quality of their seeds. As I told you, the ancient seeds that we carry, we forget to continuously refine the quality of those seeds, which is equally important. We only remember to arrange the soil, the circumstances around us, our education, our hard work, our effort, but both are important. As I told you, yin and yang, both need to happen to materialize something in our life. So those, supposing that the soul has been watering those seeds, now a situation comes up in our life when someone has insulted us, or someone has hurt us in a terrible, terrible way. So now the soul has to make a choice. If been watering those seeds of loving kindness and non-injury, the soul steps back and says, okay, should I show mercy or should I beat the hell out of this guy? When I say beat the hell out of this guy, I'm not just talking about physically beating that person up. I'm also talking about manipulating, controlling, having ill will, and then plotting and planning to pull that person down, or even just at that point screaming and yelling back, and then holding that grudge, and then sending that negative crap, like shooting those psychic contaminated arrows to that person's aura. Yeah. So the soul has a choice. Should I show mercy? Should I forgive and let go? Or should I just go ahead and get even with this person, take revenge for this terrible thing that this other person has done to me? Now, if we've been watering these seeds, supposing the soul decides to plant the seed of loving kindness, and also prevents, the soul has prevented herself or himself from creating harm to that person, has watered the seed of non-injury. So at a later time, when this soul, because as I told you, we all make mistakes, we are not perfect, we are learning, growing and evolving. At a later point, when this soul makes a terrible, terrible mistake, which we all do, the lords of karma say, okay, this soul, because it's a cosmic record, it doesn't go with the body, it goes with the soul. So the lords of karma say that this soul has forgiven that terrible mistake in the past. This soul is entitled to be forgiven. So that is very important. That's what we mean by karmic entitlement. So sorry, I digress, but this was like a very important part. Going back to the law of karma, to the law of attraction, I'm going to add another law because another law called the law of evolution always gets attached to the law of karma and to the law of attraction. Both these laws lead to the law of evolution. And the law of evolution has only one single objective, and that objective is to make us better. That is all. So the law of karma and the law of evolution always work together. So I want you to just bring your hands in front. Just put them in front like this. And just say law of karma. Raise one hand, law of karma. Say law of evolution, the other hand. Again, let's do it one more time. Law of karma, law of evolution. So always remember, no matter what is happening, the law of karma and the law of evolution always work together. Whether good things are happening in our life, whether challenging moments and difficult situations are happening in our life, there is only one objective. It has an evolutionary effect. It is pushing us either gently. It's a strong force, law of evolution. It's either pushing us either gently or it slows us down. But it has a single objective, to push us in the direction of perfection, to make us better. And why do I say whether it's pushing us gently or whether it's slowing us down? Because that depends on only one thing, our attitude and our response to what is going on around us. If when things are not going well, and if we step back and say, hey, buddy, I seem to have screwed up big time in the past, and it's all coming now. So, all right, I will go ahead and pay my spiritual debt. I own up. I own up my mistake, and I'll ask for mercy and forgiveness. And we will talk later on how we can neutralize our karma. And I'll work my way using the law of karma and the law of attraction to get around my obstacles. I will harness it because we've also been given our brain intelligence. So now I understand it. So I'll harness it. And going forward, I'm going to plant the seeds that I want to harvest. I'm going to prevent myself from planting the painful seeds that I do not want to harvest. As opposed to, why does it slow us down? When we start pointing fingers at others, we start complaining, we start questioning, why is it happening to me? Why me? I am so nice, I'm so kind, I'm so generous, I'm so honest. Why is it happening to me? And it is happening to me because of this person, that situation, that circumstance. If that had not happened, this would not have happened. Constantly blaming everybody and everything else around us. That's when it slows us down. What do I mean by slowing us down? It means that the pain stays longer. And the pain continues to stay till we don't learn the lesson that we are meant to learn, which is again making us better, pushing us towards perfection. There is one spiritual teacher who says there are no mistakes unless we don't learn from them. That's how it works. Coming to the most fundamental foundation of the law of karma, I'm adding the fourth law, which is the law of oneness, the principle of oneness, which forms the basis of the law of karma. If there was no principle of oneness, there would be no law of karma. I mean, we could do any dumb, any stupid thing, and it will never come back to us. The reason it comes back to us is because of the law of oneness. And the principle of oneness circles back to this fundamental teaching that we've been doing ever since January of 2022. Who am I? To recognize, who am I? I am a spiritual being. And as I go through my world, I realize that I'm a spiritual being. I'm not my body. I'm not my clothes. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my emotions. I am a spiritual being. And as I talk to this other person, I realize that this other person is also occupying a body, is a spiritual being occupying a body. So when you recognize and realize that you are a spiritual being, and so is everyone else, they're only occupying a body, what happens? Someone has angry thoughts. You're able to step back and say, this angry thought is not the soul, not the spiritual self, not that spiritual being. These are the fabrications, the creations of the soul, but they are not the soul, not the spiritual self. And you peel off these angry thoughts, these resentful thoughts, these hurtful thoughts that are directed at you in that moment. What is left behind is the soul, the spiritual being, just like me. So the more we realize that we are spiritual beings, the more we realize that we are all interconnected. Just to use a simple metaphor, we are in the same pool. So whenever whatever is put in the pool, it's going to affect everyone. It's like someone pees in the swimming pool, the urine gets everywhere. So once we realize that we are interconnected, and then we see that we are a spiritual being, and so is everyone else, the soul. So that, to further explain it, it's like if you have a pitch dark room and you light a candle, the candle from that light radiates in every direction, right? You take 2 candles, you take 10 candles, say you take 100 candles. The light from the 100 candles are going to radiate in every direction in that room. So at some point you'll say that all the light are interconnected. It's like one big light. It's like an ocean of light in the room. That's what it is. We are also interconnected. The more we realize that we are spiritual beings and we are all interconnected, the more interconnected we realize we all are. We notice and we recognize and realize that what I do to you, I am doing to myself. And that's why kindness simply happens. Because you're not going to slap the other guy, because that means you're slapping yourself. What I do to you, if I harm someone, I'm actually harming myself, because we are all interconnected. We are all in this big family. If I'm being kind to someone, I'm being kind to myself. And this principle of oneness forms the basis of the law of karma. It's like if you want to spot a miserable person, it's very easy. Who is a miserable person? A miserable person is someone who's like so focused into them. They worship the Holy Trinity of I, me, myself. My job, my family, my car, my house, my belongings, my property, or I deserve this, I'm entitled to this. And that person is miserable. You want to spot a happy person? Look for people who are serving others. As you help someone, what happens, and we have experienced this, you've done that session with me, the heart chakra expands. As the heart chakra expands, the crown chakra gets activated and expands. Now, crown chakra is the center of oneness. It's a center of spiritual connection with all. When that gets activated and triggered, you sense a connection with everyone. It's like you are interconnected, you're part of a big family. That's what the Dalai Lama meant when he said, I have never met a stranger in my life. I help you, and I realize that I'm actually helping myself. I create happiness. I become a cause for happiness in your life. I realize that I am creating happiness in my life. What I do to you, I do to others. What I give, I receive back. So it is in giving that we receive. That's what the Saint Francis of Assisi says. It is in giving that we receive. This is really, really important to realize and recognize. And that is why we've been doing this practice for the last 6 months. Who am I? And I also want to share one thing. We will do a separate session on forgiveness, but it is so important to forgive and let go. When I say forgiveness, I'm not saying that we're condoning someone's bad behavior. There is inner forgiveness and there's outer forgiveness. Inner forgiveness is at the level of the soul, one spiritual being to another spiritual being. What is namaste? We are not greeting another body. We are greeting the spiritual self who is in front of us. So that's what, and that is so important, because love bonds, forgiveness, non-forgiveness binds. Any hatred, any grudges, any anger, resentment that we hold towards people that we do not release, we have to work it out, because there is law of evolution. We have to become better. We have to let go of that. Our data has to be only love. Only love. We have to come to that point where there is only love. We have to release all those thoughts and emotions continuously. There's a story in Bible. I want to paraphrase it shortly because we don't have time. Somebody asked Lord Jesus that this person hurt me 7 times. How many times shall I forgive this person? And Lord Jesus says, 7 into 7, 49 times. Because when we go back from this incarnation, it is said that the lords of karma show us the images of all the people who we have not forgiven, who we hold anger, resentment, grudges for. And they're going to see our response. So that's how deep it goes. Just another thing, karmically, if we've not forgiven, we're still holding on to a grudge, we are angry towards someone, we have to, because the law of evolution works with the law of karma. So if in this lifetime, supposing we've not worked out that karma, in the next lifetime, they'll be brought like these 2 hands, no friction. When these 2 hands come together, there's friction. They will be brought in closer proximity in our life to work out the karma, because we have to get better. We have to be perfect. We are pushed in that direction in the form of a husband, a wife, our parents, our children, siblings, bosses, lovers, mother-in-law, father-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law. We have to, business associates, colleagues, because we have to work out. Then we are given a chance, more friction, more pain, so that it's like, okay, this person, from a pebble to a brick to a boulder, learn, wake up. And that's why it has slowed us down, because we've not forgiven, we've not let go. And it is so important to do that. So, just to end, I want to say that we have karmic debts to pay. So these karmic debts are going to keep coming to the surface, because as I said, as the soul evolves, the ancient seeds that we carry, which is the data of all the lessons that we've not yet learned, data of all the lessons that we have learned, so character defects, character strengths, and all the combination of thoughts and emotions that we've not released yet. So those keep coming up in terms, in situations, circumstances, in the form of relationships, in the form of people around us. So what is it that we need to do? We need to say, okay, fine, I need to pay these karmic debts. I will do that. But look, your attitude to all this is like, this is just an impediment to slowing down my growth a little bit. And I will work around this obstacle, harness the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of evolution, and the principle of oneness to be able to get around this obstacle. And at those times, if we can be like water, if we can live our life like water, what does the water do? If there's a boulder in front, it goes around, below, above, from the sides, or if there is no space that the water gets, it just blasts through the boulder. If we can live our life like the water and just get around sides, above, below, or just blast through, as we pay off our spiritual debts, also start planting the seeds, harnessing the law of karma, it'll settle down, because the lords of karma are very kind. They're not here to punish us. As I said, it's a relationship between a child and a mother. So the karmic hammer will just become a little nudge and it'll go off. Things will settle down. And that's how it works. So as the soul evolves, this magnifying thing happens, but also you will notice that as we are evolving, we are very careful of what we think, what we say, and what we do. Because we know that there's a strong force. As we are thinking, saying, and doing, we are setting certain forces in motion that are going to come back to us. Because what we do to others, we do to ourselves. It is in giving that we receive. Very, very important. So as the soul evolves, that is why, they are very, very mindful of these three things. That's when we use, so we have the spiritual technology, we have the GPS, so we plant the seeds that we want. We also prevent ourselves from planting the seeds that we don't want. That is also very important, so that we can continue to reap the harvest of the seeds that we have planted, and we continue to remain karmically entitled to kindnesses rather than just paying off our spiritual debts one lifetime after the other lifetime, and the next and the next and the next. I want to leave you with one final thought, and after that we will we'll also kind of quickly go over what you can do. But this final thought before we go to that section of what we can do to neutralize our karma is, I've been told by several teachers, my teachers, we've been told that we belong to the lineage of compassion. Why I'm saying we? Because when a group of people come together to be on a certain path, they are part, as I said, we are all part of a big family. And there are certain lineages in this big family. So because we are all coming together for the last 2 years, we belong to a lineage of compassion. What does that mean? We belong to a lineage of serving others. Because what we do here is resonating with all of us and bringing all of us back here every Saturday. So generate good karma, share and give, so that when we come back to the earth, we are carrying the karmic seeds that entitle us to resources, to people that will set us up on this path of service effortlessly, seamlessly, so that we can touch the ground running. And I hope that we all do that. We've all been doing this, and we continue to do this as we go forward. And now coming to how to neutralize some of the karma that we experience. So when it comes to physical ailments, usually any physical ailment, any health issue that we experience is usually due to the injury that we've caused to someone's physical body, to someone's body in the past. Okay. So, if we look at our history, it's a history of violence, it's a history of war. And we were like all like, in ancient times, like there were tribes and there were hunter gatherers. So, and then so many wars. So physical ailment is due to that physical injury caused to someone in the past. Now, how can we neutralize that? So now that we understand, so we're going to harness the law of karma and all the 4 laws that we now understand. So we are going to be physically kind to people. We are going to practice loving kindness. We are not going to injure anyone. Not only we are not physically, so verbally, physically, and non-verbally. And we are also going to give money to charity. Tithing is very important to get around the karmic obstacles, the karmic debts that we are paying. Give money to a charity that helps people with health issues, people who are in need, that supports people in need. And if you have a particular condition that you could look for an organization that is helping people deal with that particular situation. It really helps. Emotional challenges usually happens when we've caused emotional pain, emotionally damaged people's relationships, or we've caused emotional pain in the past. Most often it happens because of gossiping and trash talking, complaining and criticizing. Please be very mindful when people do stuff. People have this habit of bonding. They've met someone, or they've gone to a party, or they see someone. Did you see that? Did you notice him? Did you notice her? There's no need to gossip about everyone. And if someone's going through a painful time in their relationship, our attitude should be, it is their business. They are going through their stuff. I'm going to say things only what is necessary. So gossiping and trash talking, criticizing, complaining someone, hurting someone emotionally, sending negative thoughts towards that person, that's what causes painful relationships. And so that means we've not learned that lesson yet. Practice loving. And in this lifetime, you might be the kindest person, the most loving person, the most generous person, the most giving person. Doesn't matter. As I said, it's in the past. And we've not done it consciously. We've done it unintentionally, right? It's happened in the past. So, again, practice loving kindness, non-injury, do not harm, no gossiping, no criticizing, no complaining. Speak only what is absolutely necessary. And also, tithing is again very important. Give money to a charity which is dealing with women and men who are emotionally battered. And also make time to talk to your friends who are going through emotional pain. Nurture them, listen to them, nurture them, help them deal with it, rather than just be on the sidelines and gossiping about it with other people. See how you can help them. And when you are doing project loving energy towards them, that may they find inner healing, may they find joy, may they find peace, may they find unconditional love in their life, in their relationship. Financial loss. Financial loss usually happens due to some form of stealing or financial pain or harm that we've caused to someone in the past. Now, again, in this lifetime, the person could be the most honest person, the most person with the most integrity. Again, I said in the past. Yeah, exploiting people, harming people, stealing. And we've already spoken about stealing. Stealing also goes down to you've gone to a hotel and you are not bringing home toilet. That's stealing. Okay. So we've already discussed that in one of the earlier talks. So you could go back to that. So that's how it works. That's how stealing is. It's not just physical, stealing. But intellectual stealing, when we like borrow someone's idea, do not give credit, build on that. You might have built something completely new and beautiful, but the foundation is the idea from where we borrowed. When we don't give credit to people, that's intellectual stealing. When we use pirated softwares, that's stealing. When we use pirated software to watch things or download music, that's stealing. In the supermarket or in the restaurant, someone has added, they've not billed us or added an additional thing, and we do not tell them or we do not go back and return, that's stealing. So it goes that deep. So that's the main reasons of financial losses. Again, I will not harm, I will not steal. It could be also sexual stealing. It's material, it's intellectual, it's emotional. Emotional is that you are actually manipulating someone so that, or giving them expensive gifts, or manipulating someone in your own way so that that person likes you and doesn't like the other person. Break the relationship. So it could be emotional stealing, sexual stealing. Yeah. So it has different levels. What else is? Yeah. So I will not harm, I will not hurt, I will not steal, and I will also give money to charity. I will support people who are trying to. I support people's careers. I will support a startup with my knowledge, with my skill set, if I have it. And I will also give money to charity to feed hungry people so that there's abundance in your life. I will, if someone's trying to like conceive, or childbirth is an issue, or wants to have children, start tithing on a regular basis to an orphanage. If you want your children to receive good education, start supporting the education of those who do not have access. It could be primary education, it could be higher education. Do it on a monthly basis. The amount doesn't matter, but do it. Do it. You want your, as everyone's getting old, you want like your parents to sort of stay healthy, tied to an old age home so that they are looked after well. You know what? I'm not saying that, because you realize now what we do to others, we are doing to ourselves. It is in giving that we receive. So that's how you make the connection. And at the same time, not only with your resources and your finances, but also your thoughts, your words, and of course your actions. So we plant the seeds that we want and to harvest, and we steer clear from the seeds that we don't want. We prevent ourselves from planting bad seeds because we don't want to harvest that. So why does it come back to you? As I already told you, you plant one apple seed, you're not going to get back one apple tree. You're going to get back one apple. You're going to get back one whole apple tree. That's how it works. So that's pretty much, in short, a very rough introduction. One can go deeper into every strand, but just to give you an overview, a rough introduction of the law of karma and the other three laws, which are actually really, really important because they all work together. So I hope that you use these as your spirit, as your GPS, create the life that you want and navigate your future so that you continue to harvest what you've done. So let's do a short meditation now. So sit comfortably. Close your eyes and just come into your meditative posture. Your spine loosely straight, your shoulders relaxed, and just inhale and exhale slowly. Those of you who are sitting on a chair or a cushion, your feet firmly planted to the floor. That's really important because the energy will then continue to flow into Mother Earth. Bring your hands on your heart. Be aware of your crown, just the top of your head. nothing but the ground. And today, verbally repeat after me. I am that. I'm not my body. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my emotions. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence to regulate my mind. I am a spiritual being of divine love to regulate my feelings and emotions. I am a spiritual being of divine will and divine power to regulate movements, the actions, and the tendencies of my physical body. I am that, the soul, the spiritual self. Just be still. I am one and connected to my higher soul, my higher self. I am one and connected to the divine spark, the divine spirit within me. I am a child of God. We are all children of God. We are all growing, learning, and evolving. We are not perfect. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There is only oneness. We are one. Our hearts are one. Our souls are one. Our spirits are one. There is only oneness. We are simply affirming what is obvious. We are one. I want you to imagine, visualize a small earth in front of you. Keep your hands out in a blessing position, outwards towards at your chest level. I want you to concentrate on your heart. Visualize the earth in front of you. Let the entire earth be blessed with unity, with consciousness. Let the entire earth, every person, every being, be blessed with humility, with giving, with generosity, with sharing, with kindness, with helpfulness, and with goodwill. I want you to concentrate on your crown, the top of your head. Let every person, every being be blessed with harmlessness instead of cruelty, with divine love and oneness. Let every person, every being be blessed with generosity, with sharing of responsibility and power, with greater love rather than hatred. Freedom from fears, with joy, with humor. Let every person, every being be blessed with great freedom, with liberty, with illumination, with right choices, with spirituality, with the magic of the soul, Let the soul reign supreme in the entire earth. Just continue to be aware of your crown. Let every person, every being be blessed with abundance, with prosperity, with wealth, with sharing and giving, with helpfulness, with friendliness, with freedom from suffering, from pain, from sorrow, freedom from sadness. Let every person, every being be blessed with joy, with humor, with great love. Let the entire earth and the needs of all the people be met. So be it. Om. Now I want you to concentrate on your heart and on your crown simultaneously. Take a deep breath and be aware of your heart and your crown simultaneously. May the entire earth be peaceful. May the entire earth be a kinder place. May the entire earth be a friendlier place. May the entire earth be a place of beauty, a place of trust, a place of sharing and giving, a place of goodwill. So be it, so be it, and so it is. I want you to lower your hands on your lap, palms facing the heavens. Just be still. On your crown, on the top of your head, there is a flame, a golden flame. Chant Om with me, and as you chant Om, know that the energy of the flame rises to the soul. So let's chant Om together. Take a deep breath in. Om. Just observe your breath and observe the center of the illuminating light, the center of love, which unifies all of us, and the center of will and power, which strengthens all of us to do good. Just be aware that the flame of the light, the golden light, rises to the soul. Be aware you are the soul. Experience and know your immortal self, the soul. And know that the soul, this golden flame, the soul that is you, which is rising higher, is the very jewel of the divine, the supreme God. And this jewel has three rays: ray of light, ray of love, and ray of power. And I want you to practice for some more time this contemplation, this awareness. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of the jewel. Be aware of the three rays. Be aware of the silence, the stillness, and the inner peace. Now be aware that from 2 meters above your head, the light of your higher soul is descending to you, the soul. Your crown filling up the entire brain. Your throat. Saturating it with this golden light. And your heart center, which is swimming in this golden light. Refining the quality of our seeds in our heart center, in our throat, in our crown, inside the pineal gland. The energy is now releasing to your navel. Be aware of your belly button. Be aware of your breath. The energy is now releasing to your secondary navel, which is 1.5 inches below your belly button. And inside, just be aware of your breath and your secondary navel. The energy is now going down from your hips, through your legs, through your feet, deep into Mother Earth. Just allow this energy to flow through you, going deep into Mother Earth, grounding yourself, rooting yourself. It's like golden roots spreading from the soles of your feet deep inside Mother Earth. Be aware of your entire aura, the luminous energy field that surrounds you and interpenetrates your physical body. The front, the sides, and the back. And release all the excess energy that our bodies cannot absorb. In all directions. Radiate them in all directions, blessing all people, all beings throughout the entire earth. Bring your hands to your heart center in a prayerful position. To the Supreme God, we are most grateful. To all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, to all the great Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, we are most grateful. To all the great arhats, to all the great initiates, to all the higher beings, the great ones, the angelic realm, the angelic beings, we are most grateful. To a higher self, a divine self, a higher soul, we are most grateful. To all our spiritual teachers, to all our guides, our mentors, to all our spiritual helpers, we are most grateful. If there is someone that you pray to, you could now take their name and give thanks to them. Thank you to all the great spiritual teachers of all traditions, Guru Nanak, Allah, Lord Christ, Lord Ram, Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha. Thank you especially to my spiritual teachers. And you could add the name of your teachers here. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Pema Chodron, Venerable Drolma, Grandmaster Choa. We are most grateful. We thank you in full faith. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May all your family members, your loved ones be blessed by the Supreme God. May the Supreme God and the higher beings bless you. And I thank you and send you much love. You may open your eyes slowly, gently, with a big smile. Thank you. Atma Namaste. The spiritual self in me salutes the spiritual self in you.